So your full name, I just said it, with Etta Rosemary McKeever, but many people know you as Sassy MC. So how did that name come about? What inspired that name?
This story is a funny one.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started at my first professional job I did was at Cool FM, where I was an administrator and also a talk show host. And there was this talk show that was given to me. It was called Soul to Soul. It was a relationship show, and the first time I went on the show, I was co-hosting another person, Elaine Reeves. After our first episode, first 2-3 episodes, the owner of the radio station, Mr. Christopher Hisonamka, he was like, "Do you guys have a radio name?" And Elaine was like, "I'm Elaine Reeves on keys." And I'm like, "No, I don't have a radio name because this is my first professional job. I'm just starting. So I don't even know how to come up with a name." Until he was like, "Okay, so I'm going to name you Sassy and then I'm going to name Elaine Frisky." So we were Sassy and Frisky on Soul to Soul. And that's how the name came about. And I've just been promoting the name. I'm just making the name known to people out there.
So
So it was
sometimes,
given to me.
would you also say it's a blessing to discover your purpose, quote unquote, at an early age?
Yes, it's a blessing because, and one thing again, I want to say thank you to my parents because they have been really supportive on this journey. Like even my dad, he wanted me to work to ELBC so badly. My aunts worked there at the time. Mrs. Hunter, Hattie Hunter, she worked there at that time. She had a big position, and he was like, "Your auntie is at ELBC. Go and talk to her. Let her, put you there so that you keep you practicing." I was like, "No, I don't want to work for ELBC. ELBC got too much old people. I don't want to be there." Yeah, so they've been really, really supportive. So it's a blessing, both for my parents and both discovering in the other end discovering what I wanted to do at a tender age.
That's awesome. Now, fast forward, you went to, after you were a child broadcaster, you went to FMCA, you graduated, and then you went to AME University, got your BA in Mass Communication and Public Administration. Now, considering your
With honors,
experience
please, with honors.
with honors, excuse me, very disrespectful. With honors, excuse me.
Yes.
So you did that, you got the experience. A part of why you pursue those things is because, again, like you said, you knew what you wanted to do, you're very decisive about it. But now that's your story, right? So considering your story and somebody else who wants to do the same thing, do you think obtaining a degree in mass communication specifically, do you think that's relevant to be as successful as you are?
I could say that it's a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about being successful to where I am is about the mindset. It's about consistency. I mean, wow. LEC Jack come to so
Welcome to LIB, right?
Welcome to LIB. I got a little light here. So so as I was saying, I think I would lean in more towards
The mindset.
being consistent and leaning more towards the mindset. Because I could study mass communication, but if I don't have the passion for broadcasting, I will not be as successful as I am right now. Mm-hmm. Because this field is not an easy field in Liberia. It doesn't have money. I mean, it has if you know if
how
you're
to
consistent. But it's not like being a 9 to 5 person, like going to an office and sitting there and getting salary at the end of the month. There's no money. There's not much money in the media industry in Liberia. I would say in Liberia because this is where I live. So there is not much money in it. So for you to reach where I am and for you to go to where I want to go, because I know that I am not at where I want to be, you have to be consistent. You have to have passion for the media.
You've made a name for yourself, obviously. You have a lot of followers, about 88,000 on Instagram when I last checked. And you have a 25,000 between your personal Facebook and your brand Facebook as well. And a couple hundreds on YouTube as well. So tell us, what level of responsibility is it that you have, having that many people follow the work you do?
I know that I have to update them every time. Like, especially Instagram. Mm-hmm. So Instagram is such that if you were maybe let me use the word stripper,
Mm-hmm.
and you started, doing stripping things on Instagram, and it gave you followers, you have to be consistent with your stripping content. If you deviate, yes, if you deviate from that content, your engagements, it tends to drop,
Mm-hmm.
and then you lose followers. That's how Instagram
Mm-hmm.
algorithms, that's how it's structured. So when I got those followers, I wasn't doing more of my work. That was when I had the break. So I wasn't really doing more of the talk. I wasn't doing more of the talk. So I was doing more personal
Mm-hmm.
things, TikTok videos, dancing, just doing, funny things on the internet. So again, it gave me traffic, it gave me more followers, more people to come on my page. So when I finally did the talk with Sassy MC, I cleared my page, and then it was just more of my work, more of my work, and more of my work. So because these followers came to my page because of the personal things I used to do,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm no longer doing these things, so my engagement tend to drop. That's one of the secrets that people don't understand about social media, especially Instagram. Instagram is very hard to deal with.
You're very,
Very.
very heavy on brand. And one thing I like about you is you understand the concept of being a professional. You have a website, you have social media handles, and just recently you came out with your own merchandise, which I'm going to put on the screen here so people can see. And
Yes. Yes.
so that's one of your
And I'm even
hoodies.
rocking it today.
Yeah, that's one of the items you
Yes.
sell. So
And
they can
the
get
shirt is
hoodies or sweatpants. And also we have that on the screen as well. A lot of beautiful colors. But tell us, firstly, the products that you have, and then we'll discuss the marketing side of it.
okay. So I thought about doing something for my brand to help to expose my brand, and not just be on the radio or on the TV and everybody, but I want people to wear my brand. I want people to, to be passing it around and say, okay, this is Sassy MC and all like that. So I thought about doing something. I thought about coming up with the merch. So I thought about the sweatpants that I did. I thought about t-shirts. I thought about crop tops. That one is gonna be here. I'm gonna produce those ones probably by next month, and all that. But there are a couple of other things that are coming up that's gonna constitute the Sassy brand. So this is something that I just did, for people to wear it and support me. Everywhere they go, once they're wearing my shirt, people are gonna ask, "Who's that person?" It's be like, "This is Sassy MC. I'm wearing Sassy MC." That's a way also to support my brand.
You've hosted the red carpet for the Golden Image Awards. You also hosted Miss Liberia. What has been your favorite event that you've hosted so far?
Do you know that I've not really thought about it? My favorite event.
Now is the good time to think about it.
I don't even know if I have a favorite event, because to host event I am. Let me speak. We are and I am all. And I am. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, so I would definitely say the most recent one. It will be my favorite because I was treated like a queen. So I recently hosted alongside my own mentor, Mr. Chris Wallow, the first ever Liberia Rice Symposium by the Ministry of Agriculture. And that was my favorite because I was lodged in at Farmington Hotel for like 2 nights and 3 days. Yeah, so I went. I went Sunday and came back Wednesday. I had fun. I ate. I, I was hanging out with dignitaries, having
Damn.
dinner with top people in Liberia. So I would say that was my favorite. That was my favorite. Yeah, because I mean it was superb. And next up was the Golden Image Awards. That one, it was where I got to interview the president. So that was
I saw
yeah.
a clip of that. I saw when he first walked in. He
Yes.
was in a black
Yeah. Oh,
suit with
you watched it.
with a golden tie, if I remember correctly.
Yes. So that's my second favorite because I got to interview the president, like the president.
Now, when you get that excited, are you excited about his position or him as an individual?
So I think I'm excited about both because without being the president, he's a star in Liberia. Mm-hmm. Without the presidential title, he's a big person. He's a world best. You know, mm-hmm. He already had a couple of titles before becoming the president of Liberia. So right. I think it's both.
Is there anything else that you were looking forward to this interview that maybe we didn't mention? This is the time to mention that something about what you do, or maybe a brand, or another thing that we didn't talk about. This is your time.
So there are other things that I do that we didn't talk about. So I want us to talk mm-hmm. about it. Yeah, so I'm also a voiceover artist. I'm also mm-hmm. a producer. I'm also a speaker, and I'm an administrator and all that. So, the talk show hosting, the event. We need a touch everywhere because you don't know I'm not client will come from.
So yes, you heard her. She's a voiceover artist, and if you don't know what that is, if you have a commercial that you just need somebody talking in the background and you're not seeing their face, she's yes. able to do that for you, and she's also able to act in a commercial for you as well. So there is a lot more to what she does, of course. So if you're interested in this person, if you have any representation things that you need somebody to represent, of course you have her contact. She's on all social media platforms, so you can reach out to her